Hi, my name's Jen. Welcome to my channel, All of My Plants. Today I have more plant chores. I had some other stuff recorded, but you know, the Northern Lights, I don't know, a week ago now maybe? I'm not sure. But anyway, I went to record that on this camera, and I unplugged the mic. Like, it was plugged into the camera, but it was unplugged from the receiver. But anyway, I recorded an hour worth of video for this channel with no audio. So, plant chores. I've got some plant cleaning to do. So, this one here, I don't know, it's got something going on constantly. And I'm always saying spider mites. Maybe it's not spider mites. I don't know. It looks like spider mites, like there's webbing. Let me see if I can get you to see which leaf has the most damage. Probably this one now. So what exactly is going on there, I couldn't tell you. I don't know how well it's showing up on camera, but it definitely has some damage close to the veins. I assume it's spider mites, but I could be wrong. But in either case, whatever it is, I've got some soapy alcohol water here. It is literally just some dish soap and 70% isopropyl alcohol. And I'm just going to wipe it down front and back of the leaves. My dog just let himself in. I have sprayed this with insecticidal soap, but I think this is one of the newer leaves, and I don't recall it showing any kind of real damage before, but it is now. So I know some people rinse their plants after they soap and alcohol it. I don't. I think it's going to be okay. Dang it, my dog keeps opening my door, and if the birds hear me, they'll scream. And it's late. I haven't been sleeping super well, and I figure since I'm not sleeping anyway, I might as well be productive with my time. Which leaf did I just do? This one. I'm just trying to get in all the nooks and crannies. I have seen some webbing on it. Like, I think I just saw webbing on the back of the first leaf I wiped down there. Not heavy or anything, but enough to let me know that it's, you know, whatever's going on here is still going on. I think I have all of my plants inside now. They're kind of all over the place, but they're all in here. And it's a lot. Like, this room is full. What was supposed to be my guest room, like, it's now the second plant room, that is full. And I have some in the spare room downstairs still. There's some in my kitchen and my dining room. Like, it's a lot. It's a lot. But I'm still, like, repotting, wiping plants down. I've got all kinds of plant chores to do. Still, it never ends, really. And, like, I don't mind that, but it is a lot of work, you know, when you're bringing plants in from the out. It's a lot. I brought in a tree frog. If I can find a picture, I'll put it in here while I'm yapping. It was, like, came out of the greenhouse that planted, and that's not a kind that I usually see. If you know what it is, please tell me in the comments, like, what kind of tree frog in particular. What I normally have is, I think it's just called regular American tree frog. It's green. Usually some shade of green. But it's a lovely little frog. Don't worry, I did bring him back out to the greenhouse. I figure he'll figure it out, because he wasn't yet hibernating. Or whatever, obviously, if he was sitting on a plant pot. He was on the hanger. I didn't even notice him there. Didn't even notice him. My monitor has just quit working. That's lovely. We love it. Hopefully that doesn't mean the camera has stopped working. No, the camera's still going, I think. Okay, so the only leaf I didn't wipe was the brand new one. Should I do it? I'm gonna do it. Oh, I didn't do this new leaf either. I always feel a little uncomfortable smearing alcohol on the newer leaves because I have had them kind of become crispy and not love that treatment when they're still new to this world. But then again, it's pretty pristine and I would like to keep it pretty pristine. This plant has actually done really well since its repot. Like, it didn't miss a beat. I just ordered some more of, I think these pots? No, a different kind. They're like clear, but they're supposed to be self-watering. But it's a little bit different than what I've previously used, so we'll see. That and what else? Oh, more moss poles. Which, oh my gosh. I feel like I just extended some, and it's going to be time to cut them soon. Like for the Monstera Esqueleto. I mean, it's not off the top yet, but I could cut it. I mean, it's already rooted in. I don't know if it's even been 2 weeks. It's insane. The Global Green Pothos is the same. It's the same. Okay, I'm going to call that good. I don't know if I wiped all the petioles. So I guess I'll do that, and then I'll call it good. There's actually 2 little bitty leaves down here that I almost forgot. Two little new ones. They're so cute. Okay. Alright, now I'm going to call that done and fix my monitor over here. Sorry, I'm just trying to pull off an old sheath that doesn't want to let go yet. Ooh. Okay, I just set that in front of the fan to dry. The next thing I've been wanting to do is this Syngonium pink spot, red spot tricolor. I don't know who it is. Can you tell? Let me get you closer so maybe you can see. I don't know what it is. And I can't remember if this is the one. No, this is the one that somebody gave me. I have one that I bought, and then I think within a very short period of time somebody turned around and gave me one. This is the one that I was given, and this is one plant, and it is connected under the soil even though it looks like 2. But it's also rooted like pretty heavily down into the water there, or reservoir. But the other one is on a pole. Well, I was going to say the one on the pole grows a little different because it has like 4 or 5 like lobes, but some of these actually have 4 just kind of chilling in this pot like this too. So yeah, here's one. Maybe you can see what I'm talking about there. It has like 4 leaf sections. I don't know. So I guess it's the same. And that one's been chewed on by bugs because that one was outside. This one didn't go outside. It's been in here the whole time. The whole time I've had it. These are so hard to get out. And of course it's got liquid in it right now because I just topped everything up the other day. I'm going to wear this. Oh, this is going to be bad. I'm scared. I'm wanting to separate it and repot it into soil if I can ever get this out of here. I might be going about this the wrong way. That's my usual way of going about things. Not intentionally, that's just how it ends up. Phew, it is really hot in here. 26.2 Celsius or 79.2 Fahrenheit. And I think it's about 50 degrees outside. I don't have any heat on anywhere in my house. I don't know why I'm so hot. It's all these lights in here. If you don't think plant lights put off a lot of heat, they do. Like, no one in particular is very hot, but just all of them together in one room. Oops. I called it though. Okay, anyway. Oh, I just swept earlier. I'll get that later. I'll get that. Oh my god, the cat is gonna have a field day. Choking on Weka balls or something. Lightweight extruded clay aggregate? Is that what that is? Leca. I don't know. Anyway, I'm mumbling to myself. Somebody's opened the door again. One of the cats. Knocks. Have mercy, I've been looking around for an unusually long period of time for something to put this leca in. I think I'm going to put this in soil, which might not seem like a great idea because that's a lot of water root. But it's Syngonium, and I do find them pretty tough, and I do have a backup plan if this one dies, I guess. I don't think it's going anywhere. Sorry, I'm getting ready to make some noise. Trying to get other roots out without tearing them up too bad. Smells like roots. Looks like roots. Must be roots. Yeah, it was growing, I don't know why, but it was growing two tufts along the vine. So I just stuck the main vine down in there. Sorry, I see stuff, white stuff. And I'm always paranoid about root mealies. It's perlite. It's perlite. There's not too much root rot in here, some. But this plant was already in leca. I'm going to separate these two. If I only knew what I did with the scissors. Or anything else today. I got this pair, I guess. I don't know where the smaller ones or the snips are. It's alright. I'm working with what I've got. It's just a disinfectant wipe. Disinfectant wipe, because I have no idea what I cut with those scissors last. Phew, I am so warm. I've got the window open. I wish that cool air would come in here. Yeah, I'm going to get rid of this extra bit of stumpage. Ow. Do we have to be joined together forever? Oh my gosh, what a tangle. Wow. So one of these had a lot more roots than the other. You see the difference? Yeah, you can see that. That's crazy. Okay. Oh, I broke a root too. I can see it sitting down there. Alright. But yeah, it was just growing really strangely. And I'm pretty sure I'm just going to go ahead and put this in soil. This plant looks really good though. It's very pretty, I guess. Like I said, I'm not the hugest fan of pink plants, but I mean, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. This one has a lot more pink. If I had to say that I preferred one or the other, I would prefer this one because it's a lot more mixed. There's more different shades of green in with the pink. Like this leaf here is really nice. I like that. I like that a lot. I'm debating, do I want to plant them together? I think I'm going to plant them separately, and I'm probably going to put one on Marketplace because I just don't need that many syngoniums. I'm going to wait and make sure it's going to adjust fine to soil. I'll probably put the one with more roots on there. I'm just making sure nothing's like rotted on here. And I can see where old roots had rotted, but the rest of these look pretty good considering they were dangling directly in the water. That's going to need a pretty good sized pot just for that amount of root, huh? Let me see what I can find. Put this stuff somewhere to be washed. Wash it. How about this one? Does this one have much rot? No. Like, they look like normal, healthy roots. So, I'm not concerned about them. Jeez, I really don't have many larger pots. Got this one here. I guess that's a little bit bigger. I can't remember what was in here, but I unpotted it earlier today. Whatever it was. I'm just wiping it out with this same antibacterial wipe or whatever it is. Lysol wipe. Alright, let me set that aside, let that dry. Got some potting mix here. Alright, so this one is going in the bigger pot. Move that to the side. These here are washed, believe it or not. I'll do it in this one. The one with the smaller root system. Same soil I use for everything with entirely too much gigantic bark, like mulch-sized bark. I don't know why it's so huge. I think this is Better Grow brand. It's orchid bark, but wow, it's really barky bark. Barky bark and the barky bunch. You can ignore me. I've been awake entirely too long. Alright. Pardon me, I realize I'm 9 miles away. Anyway, what's everybody been up to? Anything good? I have been to, we do this like seafood feast thing with some of our friends every year. So I went there this past weekend. Then this weekend coming, I'm going to another friend, like, they're super into Halloween. And they like set up like a whole haunted attraction at their house. It's really cool. Plus, they make good food. So, I'm going there this weekend. And then, I'm not sure if it's next weekend or the weekend after, I'm going to Myrtle Beach, because my husband plays darts down there. So that'll be fun. That is a really pretty plant. It is. I like that a lot. I like that a lot. So that's the one with the smaller root system. That's probably the one I'll keep, I think. I don't know. Would you keep that one? Doesn't matter, really. I mean, it's a mixed bag. You can get anything in there, can't you? But I do like that. Like, look at that. The colors on that leaf. Or, there's another one I like. That one's really good. I think I probably already showed that one. I don't know, but I like it. Alright, I'm going to set that aside for some water. And I'm not going to let these sit for very long before I water them, where they are used to being pretty damp from being in leca. Alright, let's see if I can get this entire root system to fit in here. It's got a lot of stump. I think I can cut that off. But then it'll be left with smaller roots too. Oh, but some of that is newer root. I'm going to do that. Because I just don't know about all that. Actually, let me get here. There we go. So I cut that off, which was a lot of older root. But this one here has some newer root. I don't know if that's showing up. Maybe if I put it up against my black shirt. There we go. Boy, that doesn't look like some weird Grudge stuff off of a movie. Me twisting my arm around behind my back. Happy Halloween! Spooky season. That was a weird thing to do. I don't know why I did that. I'm sorry. I was just trying to show you the roots. Okay. Anyway. So yeah. We're supposed to do some traveling, which normally we've been on vacation or been somewhere out of town by this time of year. We haven't this year. It's just been a rough year. It's been a rough year. It's been financially interesting, I'll put it that way. I mean, you know, we're good, but it's just been not a year for frivolous spending, I guess. If you consider a vacation for your sanity frivolous. But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty excited to get out of town for a while. Whenever that is. I would really like it a lot. I didn't do a whole lot the last time we went there. I went shopping with one of my friends. You know, we just kind of ran around. She goes with her husband too. And we just kind of ran around the local area. And on the way back, I stopped at a greenhouse off of I-95? Yes. Off of I-95 in North Carolina, which I can't remember the name of, but I know I had it in a video, so I'm going to have to find it, and that way I can go and stop there again, because, wow. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to go water these in and let you cool off because you're overheating, as am I, and then I'll be back. This one is just sticky. It's just sticky and dusty, and I haven't wiped it off in a while. Like, it has a lot of hair, but also EFNs along the petioles. Let's see if I can kind of show you, maybe. I don't know if you can see. It's just like little clear globs of sticky goo. So I'm just going to dip it right in there, apparently. I sat it down and the leaves went right in the bowl. But yeah, I just want to wipe it off. There's some on the fronts of the leaves, and I'm not trying to have ants, if I can help it, any more than the ant colonies that I already brought in some of the larger potted plants, which I think I repotted them. I repotted the Philodendron Bob C, the Philodendron Giganteum, and the big Anthurium hookerii. So they've been repotted. All fresh soil. Much larger pots. I think the Anthurium hookerii, I had it, I don't know what possessed me to put it in a concrete planter, but that is what I had done to that plant. So anytime I watered it, it weighed a ton. So I took it out of that. It stayed in there. I had just repotted it this spring in that. So it stayed in there until, I don't know, a week ago, when I put it in a plastic pot, much like double the size, because it had already outgrown that concrete planter, which I'm thankful for because that made it so heavy. But the plant is still heavy because now it's in double the volume of soil. And I don't know, but I think it probably weighs like, I'm gonna say 50, 55 pounds when it's just been watered. Like, that's absurd. I can't be hauling that around. Wherever I put it, all to say that wherever I stick it, it's gonna have to be watered in place. So I have no idea where I'm gonna put that thing. Right now it's sitting on a bar stool in my kitchen. And the Philodendron Giganteum is in an even larger pot than that. It's enormous. Like, the pot is, I mean, it's big. It's big. one of the petioles on that plant is 4 feet long. Like, I usually just chop the whole top off of that plant, but I'm not doing that this year, so once again, I'm not going to be able to drag this plant back and forth to the shower like I normally do for watering. Or well, actually what I normally do with that is do a head cut and stick it in a bucket of water, and there it'll sit until spring. But I'm not doing that. So finding places where these plants can basically live out the rest of their days, because they're not going back outside to get any bigger. They're just not. They are not getting a summer vacation from Jen this coming spring. This was their last season escaping me, for better or worse. I really do like this plant. Did I say what it was? Philodendron biliatia? I guess you can tell from the orange petioles. Maybe you can see that they're orange. But yeah, I really like it. I'm looking at the margin, and it's orange. So pretty. I finally did give it a stick. Like I said, I have no plans of giving this one a moss pole, ever, really, I don't think. I've already got one kind of, well, I say one. I've got a few plants that are already hard to manage because they have such long petioles and long leaves, and I just don't need any more. Oh, spider. I got him. I can't remember the last time I actually cleaned this plant. Like, I've put it in the shower and blasted it, but that's not quite the same as actually cleaning it off, is it? I mean, I guess that gets the rough stuff, but then it just leaves water spots and everything else, so. I don't know if I've ever really had any pest problems with this plant. I have rotted the roots a few times. But it's been going pretty good for a while now, so, you know, knock on wood. Maybe I can keep it happy for a while, because I really do like it. I just don't know if I want it monstrously large, which is why it gets no moss pole. No moss pole for this plant. It's really pretty, though. I know I keep saying that. I think this is the biggest, yeah, this is the largest leaf I've ever gotten on this plant, and it's only, you know, from the tip of my finger to the inside of my elbow, so however long that is. I am long-limbed, I guess, but not that long-limbed, so. I don't need leaves any larger than this one. Once I finally got it recovered from root rot, it's actually been a pretty good grower. Pretty consistently well behaved. And the root rot wasn't the plant's fault. I wouldn't say it's necessarily something that these are prone to. I keep dipping it in the water every year. I don't know if you can see. But I think I was letting it dry. I know I was letting it dry entirely too much. Ugh, this one's real sticky. And then when I tried to rehydrate it, the roots just, they had been too dry too long, or, you know, whatever the case may have been, and they just didn't rehydrate very well. So I just kept head cutting it and rerooting it. And it was easy to restart, so I think I've said before that this plant is really tough. It's a really good plant. And, you know, just because I root rotted it, that doesn't say anything about the plant, really. It doesn't. It says more about my care or lack thereof for this poor plant. I don't know how long I've had it now. 2019? I'm pretty sure I didn't have a YouTube when I got this plant. So 2018, 2019, somewhere in there. And I know it's not a lot of plant for having had that long, but like I said, neglect. It has been a thing this plant has had to deal with. Have I already cleaned this leaf? I have. I guess I'll just wipe the petioles again and mess with this poor new growth. Try to unsticky that. The extra floral nectaries are just crazy on this one. I think the only one that I'd say is maybe worse, well, I don't know, the Atabacoense's got quite a bunch right now too. It maybe would be burley marks, philodendron burley marks, like when that one gets large. It was one of those ones I'd just look at it and it would just start oozing sap everywhere. But very, very pretty. It looks nice all cleaned up, less sticky. And then the next one I have is this weird begonia, which is kind of creeping me out lately. It's Begonia Magic Carpet. And it's like a cane type begonia, but you can see it's just kind of flopping over the pot here. It dries out really, really quickly. It says Begonia Magic Carpet. Like, look at this leaf. It really, something about it's unsettling. Like, there's a whole bunch of little leaves coming out of the leaf, if we're focusing. Ooh, it's unsettling to me. Like, you can see some on that one there as well. I mean, it's pretty, but also a little creepy in a way. But I kind of like it. I'm just tired of watering it almost every other day, I'd say. I think I just watered it yesterday or the day before. It feels pretty dry. So I'm going to up-pot it into a hanging pot, just slightly. Slight up-pot, nothing huge. Because it does just dry and get very... So I think it'll go in a hanging planter. Okay, do I really need any more hanging planters? Should I do that? I have hanging plants all over the canopy for the for the bed in the guest room. Like, that's the canopy curtain, is hanging plants. I don't think I'm going to put it in that pot after all. Let me find something else. I have this. I usually don't pot plants in ceramic, though. Is that a good combination? I mean, I guess it works-ish. That's quite a pot up, though. Quite an up size. Alright. Oh my gosh, that was heavy. I think I'm going to commit. I'm going to do it. I might be sorry, but I'm going to do it. I wish I had a stand, like right here. Like a little table or something. But I don't. And so here we are. I guess I could have put it into, like, the cover pot that I had it in. It's not actually a cover pot, it's a planter. It's got drainage. This one does have drainage as well, and like an attached saucer. Where did I get this from? Southern Patio? I'm gonna say Lowe's or Walmart. Actually, I want to cover. I'm just taking some of these bigger pieces of bark and putting them around the drainage hole, because I don't want all my soil to leave through the drainage hole. Okay. That'll do. Yeah, Begonia Magic Carpet. I can't remember the actual name of this guy. I just repotted it not that long ago, I feel like. And it's got roots kind of everywhere, but it's not super root bound or anything. I'm just knocking some of the stuff off the top because I want to put some fresh stuff up there. Such a weird begonia. I just got another begonia. I didn't haul it. It's in here. I'm sure you can't see it. It's begonia listata. And it's really pretty. I'll show it to you in just a moment. I didn't haul it or anything, but I do like it quite a bit. I actually just got a philodendron patriciae as well, which I hauled one, I want to say last year, from Equigenera. It is not the same plant. It is no part of the same plant. But I think the girl I bought it from, she also imported it from Equigenera about a year ago. Hers has done much better than mine. I think I imported it and then I have left like 2 days later. Maybe the next day? I'm not sure. To go somewhere. But anyway, it was not doing well when I came back. And I kind of had it part the way rehabbed. And then I put it in the greenhouse in the summer last year. So I guess it's been over a year. A little over a year, I don't know. But I put it in there and it just didn't like that either. So it went back downhill again. I just didn't have a good time with that plant. Pardon me as I settle the soil. I don't know, hopefully this will keep it from drying quite so fast. I mean, I want it to drain, but I don't want it to constantly be a dust bowl in this plant. But yeah, I got that patriciae from her. And mind you, it's not a tip-top show plant or anything by any stretch of the imagination. I'll show that to you as well. But it sure looks a heck of a lot better than mine does, because it's been in the compost for a long time at this point. I guess you just get sick of fooling with some plants, and that's kind of where I was with that particular patriciae. Even though it was like, that's a wish list plant for me, but I wasn't having a good time. I was not. So you've got to know when to fold. I was there. That's so pretty. It's pretty and it's weird and it creeps me out, but I like it. I mean, I guess that's an okay pot combination. The pot's heavy enough that as the soil dries, at least it won't fall over now, because it was. Alright, stick that aside for water and let me show you this other begonia and the patriciae. This is the begonia listata, which it has little teeny tiny roots, and so I stuck it in this great big pot. But this is a pretty chunky soil. It's the same barky soil I use for everything. Isn't that lovely? Like that neon green in the center, so pretty. And it's another kind of fuzzy begonia, cane type, which I don't, if it's not a cane style begonia, I don't do it. It's so fuzzy, very fuzzy. And it's not like a stiff fuzz, it's actually like a soft one. And it's of course got the red undersides, but it's very pretty. Humble opinion. So I also got this from the same person that I got the patriciae from, and I'll show you that. And so this is the poor patriciae. I think it's actually like 3 or 4 of them in here. You can see the original leaves, and she just node propagated it, I guess. She cut it up into pieces. But yeah, hers has obviously done much better than mine. Mine came with the same size leaves, and I don't know, I just did not do a very good job looking after it. But I figure since we're here, we'll go ahead and wipe her down. I just did pot it up and stick it on this pole. I know it doesn't really look like it needs a pole yet, but it will someday. It will someday. And it's already there now. I'm gonna close this door. This cat is driving me crazy. Opening this door every 5 seconds. Oh, hold on. The girl I got this from, I say the girl, I don't know. She's younger than me, I think. I don't know. But anyway, I don't mean it in a derogatory way. Let's put it that way. I don't mean it. No negative connotation. Blah, blah, blah. But the lady that I got it from, she had it potted in a nice kind of chunky mix, but she also has it, or had it, in semi-hydro. So it had a layer of leca on the bottom and then the chunky soil over top. So I've replicated that. I've done the same basic thing. Self-watering with a little bit of a reservoir. The only thing is I added a moss pole and freshened up the soil. So, and I haven't like tried to attach it or anything yet. I'm just kind of letting it live its life and hopefully stay alive. I don't know. Like, cross your fingers for me, y'all. I really hope this one survives. Like I said, already it looks better. It had really good roots. So, I don't know. Maybe I won't myrtle it. At least I hope not. I do hope not. All clean and tidy. Or clean and tidy enough, I guess. I mean, does it look ridiculous? It's okay. I still love you. I think that actually was the last of my plant chores for today. That was just kind of a speed run. Oh my gosh, I forgot. This Hoya is over here flowering. It's Numelarioides. And it's cute. It's got these tiny, the whole cluster is maybe the size of my thumbnail. Like, it's several peduncles on there. I think 2 or 3 have already opened and gone, and there's 2 or 3 open now, and a couple that are probably going to be open tomorrow. It's a smelly one. It's so smelly. I'm not saying it's necessarily an inherently bad smell. I'm saying that I'm sick of smelling it already. Like, it's not my favorite smelling Hoya. I mean, it's cute. Pictures. But yeah, I'm sick of smelling it. Cute as it is. And it's one of those ones, I mean, the smell is kind of always there, but if you like bump the shelf that it's on or brush the plant in any way, the smell is like 5 times stronger all of a sudden. I don't know. So that one's flowering. Is there any other ones flowering right now? We're getting ready to. Oh, the Hoya Fusco marginata. Fusco, F-U-S-C-O. I don't know. That one there is about to flower. Not much to see yet, but when there is, I'll share. I don't know if that one's ever flowered before. I don't know. I have to look on my Instagram to see if it ever did. Because if it did, I'm sure I took pictures of it. But, yeah. Overheating again. Right. Well, my camera is overheating, and I keep losing my train of thought. So I'm going to continue plant washing, plant wiping, for both pest and beautification purposes. But I'm going to do that off camera because I'm tired. And I'm probably rambling at this point. I'm not sure. But I thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with me. And come back and check me out again soon. Bye.